Let's talk about some of the tech news now, John. We've got a lot of interesting stories we're following. One, and I thought this was super interesting. JBL.
Yes.
They make speakers, headphones. They have a solar-powered headphone set that delivers unlimited listening.
Yes, this is a really cool kind of one of those, why haven't we had this before kind of things.
It's like when they built a solar panel into calculators.
Right. And actually, there's a connection to that. They've actually, on the headband of these headphones, they're using a very similar solar foil that these calculators actually have. So you actually have a full-size battery inside one of the headphones, and with a full charge, you'll get 96 hours of battery life. But that's with a full charge. So if you're outside, it'll just be constantly topping it up. So if you go somewhere dark, you've got 96 hours of playback time.
Okay, so if I'm locked in a room with no light, 96 hours.
Yes. But
how's that possible?
But the great thing is,
how big are these batteries?
The great thing is that these also work in indirect lighting and even office lighting.
Really?
So you'll be constantly charging these headphones.
Are they wireless or wired?
Wireless.
Wireless headphones, never have to charge them.
Yeah.
Take my money.
And here's the great thing.
But do they look crazy?
No, they look normal.
Yeah?
They look really good.
Okay, you show me a picture. Yeah. Okay.
And the interesting thing is, JBL is actually using a crowdsourcing campaign to get their customers involved in sort of the design process to help fine tune things before they actually ship.
Okay, so they're not shipping yet.
No, they're going to be having this campaign on until about the middle of January. For $99 US, you can plunk your money down, and you'll probably get them in the fall.
This is amazing. This is going to change everything.
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty cool.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Because I hate having to charge all the millions of gadgets I have now.
Right. Because we literally, you and I both have like a corner of our house that's just charging cables and wireless pads.
Corner. I've got a room. I've got a room. My wife hates me. I'm going to get divorced if I don't get rid of some of these
Why don't we
cables.
have like you know how you can have like in-floor heating?
Yes.
Why can't you have in-floor wireless charging? So you just throw your phone on the floor and it'll charge it.
Oh, yeah, that would be better. You and I will be living together.
That's right.
In the worst, messiest house. Okay, let's move on here. I'm loving this here. Chrome will automatically scan your passwords against data breaches. So Google Chrome, one of the more popular web browsers out there, available on desktop and on smartphones and tablets. And so it's automatically scanning your passwords now? Mm-hmm. To make sure that they're not part of a data breach somewhere?
Yeah, well, every time if you're using Chrome regularly and you're logged in, it actually, you have the ability to store your passwords so that it knows the website and the username and password for that website if it needs one. And so now it's actually checking a system to see, hey, you might actually have already been compromised with this particular account.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how great is that?
Until they get hacked.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, I've gone to a few websites to check to see if I've been hacked.
Yeah.
I always worry though when I go to those websites.
I know.
Are they then getting my information to hack me later?
You're giving them all the stuff. Yeah.
What is that one? You've been pwned or?
Yeah, I've been pwned.
I've been pwned.
Have I been pwned or something like that?
Yeah. So this will do it for you now.
Yeah. There's actually been extensions for a while that can sort of monitor this, like official Chrome extensions from Google, but now they've baked it into the browser itself.
So if you have the latest version of Chrome,
which you should always be updating anyways.
Yeah. Doesn't it automatically update?
It does. But sometimes, depending on your settings, you can actually stop that update. You'll notice if you use Chrome, in the top right corner, there's like a little down arrow that if it's green, you're good to go. If it's yellow or orangish, then there's an update waiting to be applied. So you either need to click that or just reboot your machine, and then it'll apply it.
Let's talk about home tech or home automation tech, which I'm just loving right now because I'm finally feeling that we're getting to the Jetsons age. I'm able to talk to my house and turn the lights on. And
well, you've got a flying car.
I almost. It's a Tesla. One day it'll be flying, I'm hoping.
It looks like a spaceship.
It looks like a spaceship. So the challenge I'm having, though, John, it's been kind of okay, but you got to kind of pick an ecosystem, right? Yes. Much like our smartphones, Google and Android, there are some big players in the home automation space. We can think of the main ones like Apple and Google, with Nest, and Amazon, huge.
Ring.
With Ring.
And all the Alexa stuff.
All the Alexa stuff. And then, there's all sorts of these different types of standards like Zigbee and things that people have never heard of.
Right.
But there's good news.
Yes. They've kissed and made up.
Apparently, Apple, Google, and Amazon are going to collaborate together on one standard.
What's interesting is that this is supposed to be an open source standard,
Okay.
which means no one's going to profit off of it.
Yeah.
It'll be available for everybody. So not just those big three players are going to be able to use this, but everyone will be able to adopt this standard. So all of your devices will be interoperable.
But that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been too bad for me, John, because a lot of these devices, from the different manufacturers, whether it's like an Arlo camera or a TP-Link smart light switch, or even Dyson, their fans and vacuum cleaners, they've done a good job of making sure that they can work with like the Google Assistant voice and Amazon Alexa voice.
But they've always had these little skirmishes, if you will, where Google and Amazon didn't get along, so you couldn't actually get YouTube on an Amazon Fire TV, like all these types of things, and it was just all kind of petty stuff. And so, look, it's like I said, I was joking, but they literally seem to have kissed and made up, and they're actually all going to work together to make the experience better for the consumer, which is really what we care about.
So they'll be joined along with the Zigbee Alliance. Sounds like a bad sci-fi villain.
Well, Zigbee is actually the wireless protocol. It's kind of like Bluetooth.
Yeah.
That uses
In the background.
so that your device don't actually have to have a Wi-Fi chip inside. They can use the Zigbee protocol.
Okay, so this isn't happening overnight. They're coming up with the draft specifications, which are due to be released in late 2020.
Yeah.
At the earliest. But, thank God, at least, there's one standard. It's just stupid when you have like a VHS beta type thing happening.
Yeah. Well, I'm also curious to see if this is going to be backwards compatible or if this is going to require us to buy all new stuff.
Crazy. Another story we're following. UK is creating a regulator to police the big tech companies. That's a little too little too late. No, but I mean, good on them. Don't you think?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Well, the UK has tried a lot of these types of things.
Yeah.
And none of them have seemed to work. Remember they had that pornography thing where they were blocking all the porn sites?
Oh, yeah. And you'd have to go get verified that you're over, I
Right.
forget, 19, let's
Right.
say.
Yeah.
Before you could access porn on the internet.
In the UK.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
And it didn't last long.
No, it died.
Right.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of a good idea. Because kids will never find a way around that, John.
Never.
Never.
Right.
I wonder if they'll bring that back. So now they are basically going to police like the Googles and Android, Apple, Amazon folks of the world.
Well, we definitely seen companies like Facebook have some issues with privacy.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
know, it's hard to believe. And people don't trust that their stuff is safe, yet we're still giving them all of our information on a daily basis about what we ate, what kids we've just had, what pets we just brought into the world, all those types of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense that, the problem is that it's great that, the UK wants to regulate this, but they're specifically talking about US-based companies.
Yeah.
So does that mean that's going to be throttled or funneled through this regulatory pipe in the UK? Whereas if they're in the US or they use a VPN, is it going to be a different experience? Not unlike what we saw in China, where the government of China blocks certain services to their citizens.
Yes. But not the Chinese ones.
Right.
No, the American ones. So, I mean, but look at some of the numbers. So, John, Google, for example, in the UK owns 90% of the search advertising market.
Yeah.
That's over £6 billion. And Facebook takes up about half of UK's online display advertising, like banner ads and things like that, reaching £2 billion in 2018.
So you said Google has what, 96%?
90%.
So does Bing have 10?
Maybe. I don't know. Yahoo on that.
Marks and Spencer's in the UK? I don't know.
Yeah, crazy stuff.